Are you wondering how certain investors are making some of the highest return by investing in branded residence? Just by purchasing and reselling, we have seen some of the highest return on the market here in Dubai. And I want to explain you how you can pick and choose the best one for you. My name is Chao Fei. In this video, I want to explain you what I have done with my own client and what you can apply yourself to get the same kind of result. So just before we actually talk about the actual real estate market, I like to compare this dynamic with what we see in the jewelry industry. So the reason why is because when we talk about real estate, we always refer to investing in stone. And when we talk about jewelry, we invest in precious metals, in gold, silver. So this is a very comparable dynamic. So when we look at jewelry, you can go and buy, for example, a bracelet made of gold. So let's say that you're looking for a gold bracelet, and you'll see exactly where I'm coming from starting there. So you look for a gold bracelet, and technically you could go to different retail store, and what's going to make the difference in terms of the price and quality of your gold bracelet is going to be the quality of gold. So depending on the number of carat, the purity of the gold is different, and this is really what is going to make your price higher or lower. Now, why actually would people need to buy the same type of gold quality? Why would these people need to go to Van Cleef& Arpels from brand like Bulgari? Why would the same people want to go to Fred? Because at the end of the day, it's the same type of gold, but we're just adding a brand on top of it. Every single brand has their own history, has their own background, has their own technique. And so every single brand make this gold bracelet very special and very unique to you. And so that is really the same concept that we apply to real estate when we talk about branded residence. All right, so now let's go back to real estate. And I want to talk about the one very first driver that is going to actually make the value of your branded residence. It's the architect. So the architect, actually in any real estate project, even in commercial real estate project, the architect is really the main driver that is going to state the building, the architecture, everything that will be really driven by the architect. There's many successful examples, but I want to give you one specific which has worked probably one of the best with my clients. This is regarding Baccarat residence. So I'm going to explain you the project itself and how the architect collaboration really makes it stand out from everything else. Baccarat Residence in Dubai downtown is a branded project by Baccarat. Baccarat is a French crystal brand, very well known actually worldwide, and they even have an existing hotel and residence in New York. So coming with that background from the existing hotel in New York, this is where the architect Daniel Libeskind come in place to design the Baccarat Hotel and Residence in Dubai. Who is Daniel Libeskind? Daniel Libeskind has designed the World Trade Center master plan in New York. So Daniel Libeskind comes in Dubai to design the actual tower structure of the Baccarat residence. And what was actually unique is to build a tower with a shape of crystal. That's so much connected with the brand itself, where if you like Baccarat and if you have already pieces of crystals in your home, then definitely you will love the Baccarat residence. So actually the first tower was sold out pretty quickly, and right now, just from a year ago, we already see 15% capital appreciation from a project which the constructions have barely started 6 months ago. This collaboration with this architect has been very unique, and it makes perfect sense for the value of this kind of branded residence. The second main driver that I want to highlight here is the background of the brand. Obviously, anything that you buy, you always look at what this company, brand, person has done in the past. It's not every single brand has a background in real estate, and when that's the case, it's actually really good. Baccarat is one of those for which a hotel has already been established in New York, but it's not always the case. When you see such background, especially in hospitality, then you know that the branded residence is just going to align perfectly. One example that I have in mind as well is Armani has also an existing hotel and residence in Milan. Armani, which is originally a very low-key brand in luxury fashion, when they come into real estate, it's really interesting because they give you exactly that same vibe. Super neutral tone, extremely low-key and minimalist. It's so interesting to see how the DNA of the brand translate into real estate in the same way. One more point on which you have to be careful is the interior design. Always remember that whenever you step into your home, everything comes into what you feel when you enter the home, the atmosphere, the design. So all of this really matters when you want to reach that level of perfection. And even though the architecture somehow can be really impressive and outstanding, but still we want to make sure that the interior design is going to align and match with the standing of that specific branded project. In some cases, the best possible example is when the actual brand has already a department which is involved in interior design. And that is the case with Armani Casa. So Armani Casa is literally an entire department which is just in charge of interior design, and you really can't go wrong with that because client can even decide the color tone, the specific color of the curtain or specific furniture. Their entire team is even designing the actual interior and also to be in line with the DNA of the brand. Again, very minimalistic across sophistication at the same time. The next point that I want to explain to you is the uniqueness of the specific real estate development. Actually, when the brand is so unique and different from anything else, this is how you identify yourself with that brand that represents you, and your home is the best representation of yourself. If you come to my home, you will see who I am. If I come to your home, I will see who you are. Uniqueness is so important and so interesting because that's really how you're going to connect with that brand. And this brings actually to my final point, which is the scarcity. Anything in life which is scarce and in limited supply is always going to gain value over time. So this is why anytime you look for a branded residence, and this could be a luxury, hyper luxury, or even just a very standard kind of branded residence without a luxury tag on it. What matters is that you don't have already 10 other projects similar. You want to make sure that whatever you invested is scarce and not in abundance already into the market. And when you get all those parameters together, meaning architect, background, interior design, and uniqueness and scarcity, that's really where you get to find the best investment. You're literally investing in a monument. They are unreplaceable and they are priceless. I hope you enjoyed this video and that this was useful for you to make the right choice and the right investment. My name is Chao Fei. I was happy to speak to you today, and I'll see you in the next one.